This is the Bitcoin 1 month overview reading for the month of June 2023. It's currently April 25th, 2023, 9:21 p.m. Eastern Time. Bitcoin at the time of this reading is currently $28,289.91. That's USD. And the shuffle file for the June Bitcoin overview reading was created on April 13th, 2023 at 2:21 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here. So the overall theme and behavior for the month of June, we have a period of sideways rotation, an important support level on at least the 1 month scale is highlighted, and we have some sideways rotation along key support level. Looks like it increases with some bullish momentum as we move towards like the later part of the month. It's crossed with an overbought peak or crest that we sell off through multiple support levels from. Behavior around the highest high, when I'm looking to determine in real time on a stock chart, or a Bitcoin chart I should say, when I'm looking to determine in real time if we've reached the highest high for the month of June, I'll be looking for a highest price level combined with a diagonal rally along the diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance to meet a second resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. And as far as determining the lowest low in real time, I'm looking for a period like a holding pattern around the low, holding pattern with like a pop and drop. Congress might be highlighted. We'll have to look further deeper in here. Maybe if I see Congress in here, I'll talk more about it. But it's possible Congress is highlighted near the low. It's most likely just a holding pattern with a pop and drop near the low. Before we go any further, guys, let's take a look at the 1 year and see how we're doing thus far. So we indicated that there's the most likely location of a lowest low for the year would be around March, April. And you can see here right in March, we've got this lowest low. Right, we've got a lowest low right in here. We saw this failed attempt to break through key resistance here, followed by a decline through key support. Now we're doing kind of like three pokes through the same price level, and we should go bullish into May. But this is looking pretty solid as far as the part of the year that's transpired thus far. We had this decline out of February into March, with a prominent trough as indicated by this downward pointing red star. You want to go over here, buddy? It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty solid. With that said, we should have seen another prominent crest in May, and not so much a prominent crest in June, although we may have a higher price level in June than we had in May. The price level of May was probably close to, if not just slightly higher than the crest that we had in April. And then we have a higher price level in June most likely, but I think a higher peak in July based on what I'm seeing. On the first we have, there's some pretty good trades in here, guys, around a prominent peak. I'm going to get into that in more detail on the paid version. If you're interested in the paid version, the way that you get the paid version, my friends, you go to our website, tarotfortraders.com. Click on SO Meta Forecast. Under our services, SO Meta Forecast. And then click on monthly predictions. Click here to order. And we have a number of different tickers in crypto that you can subscribe for a 1 month paid forecast. Gives you all the best trades that we see for the month. And we're pretty accurate. I mean, we're not 100% all the time. Sometimes we have our bad predictions, but for the most part, we're doing pretty solid, 98% average accuracy overall. So check that out, and thank you very much for all those of you that go ahead and do that. If you're using the Bitcoin readings regularly, you really should. It's the right thing to do. But that's a really great way to support the channel. So thanks again, my friends. On the first, we have a notable move to the upside, an unexpected move higher, and then a brief peak that's easily missed, either on somewhere around like the first second. We sell off through multiple support levels. It's most likely like a overbought peak or crest, and we sell off from there through multiple support levels. We see a near overbought peak or crest that we sell off from on the 3rd into a prominent trough and possibly a lowest low for the month here on the 4th, 5th, probably on the 4th. When we have a period of decline where we decline to and through support on a 1-month scale, meet the second support, and then rotate sideways along support around the lowest low there. On the 5th, we probably see that low again, and then we have a prominent move higher out of the low, standing out on a 1-month chart, and then we establish support at a higher level, which was previously resistance. And there's a peak or crest there early in the day on the 6th that we sell off from with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down into a trough on the 7th, and a big move out of that trough, possibly a breakout out of that trough to another peak or crest there midday, but I'm advised to be cautious around that. There's multiple false tops, multiple false bottoms, some sort of tricky chart behavior there on the 7th. As we enter the 8th, there'll be sideways rotational on key support into the 8th, and eventually that sideways rotation will end with a fast sudden move higher there somewhere on the 8th. Followed by a decline on the 9th through multiple support levels and our first significant trade opportunity for the month there, which we'll talk about more in the paid version. On the 10th, we have a period of volatility that ends with we have a period of volatility and a sharp drop that stands out in that period of volatility. We come back a little bit from that sharp drop, but I'm advised not to chase a rally off of the low. We have more decline the following day. Looks like we probably gap up on the 11th and then decline through multiple support levels there on the 11th. On the 12th, we have a rally that starts from a prominent trough on a 1-month scale. There's a rally out of that, breaking through horizontal resistance and means we stay above that horizontal resistance briefly, and then we break back down through that same price level with a full retracement. It's possible that we see another lowest low here, but the highest probability is here on the 4th, 5th. On the 13th, likely we gap up and then we decline again to a support level, a critical support level on a 1-month scale that we recently visited. On the 14th, there's a notable move higher. First we establish support somewhere between the 13th, 14th. We establish support. Then there's a notable move higher standing out on a 1-month chart, followed by establishment of support at a higher level. But there's a unicursal, so we should see a pretty sharp drop around the 14th. Could be the 13th, 14th, 15th, but most likely around the 14th after this move to the upside. And then we have sideways fluidity on the 15th, equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow, sideways fluidity there. On the 16th, a notable move to the upside standing out on a 1-month. This is likely one of the bigger moves for the month to the upside. Reaching for distant resistance. We have a failed attempt to break through key resistance on the 17th, followed by a decline through key support on the 17th. There's the shuffle file completed. And it looks like out of a trough, like late morning out of a trough, there's a significant move to the upside there on the 17th. Go over here, buddy. Come on. On the 18th, we have a period of sideways rotation along key support on a 1-month, a prominent trough on a 1-month. We rotate sideways along key support, rise to meet the nearest critical resistance, and then fall back down and continue rotating sideways along key support. And then on the 19th, an important resistance level is highlighted on a 1-month scale. Volume will kind of like flatten out around that resistance level. On the 20th, a breakout on a 1-month scale. On the 21st, the failed attempt to break through a previously established resistance level, followed by a decline through key support into an important trough, and an important trough on the 22nd. There's a day trade there on the 22nd as well. I left out that there's an important trade there on the 17th. We'll get into in the paid version as well. On the 23rd, we most likely have a highest high for the month. Most likely a highest high on the 23rd. There's a rally out of a trough on the 22nd into the 23rd, and we have the halting of a bullish trend on the 23rd, marked by a sharp decline through key support on a 1-month scale. However, I think that peak's probably, that highest high is probably on the cusp of the 23rd, 24th. So the halting of that bullish trend may actually take place on the 24th. Go down here then, buddy. But there's a lot of price change on the 24th. An important resistance level. The Ace of Swords often indicates a top. And it coincides with a highest high correlation here on the 23rd. So somewhere around the 23rd, 24th, 25th, probably the cusp of the 23rd, 24th, we have a highest high price level and a lot of price change off of that resistance where the highest high is created. And then a lot of price change on the 25th as well, a day trade opportunity in there, a lot of money to be made because of a big price change there on the 25th. On the 26th, we have a period of volatility that ends with a fast sudden move higher and a notable trade opportunity there as well. Looks like a prominent trough that we sell off from this fast sudden move higher. We sell off from a near overbought crest or peak down to a trough towards the end of the day there on the 26th. On the 27th, we have a period of sideways rotation along key support and a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of sideways rotation. Decline around the cusp of the 27th, 28th. And then on the 28th, out of a decline, there's a notable move higher on a 1 month, standing out from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range. Rally continues on the 29th, offering a trade opportunity, which we'll again get into in the paid version. And then on the 30th, we have fast sudden move higher and a speech at the end of the day that should be of importance with a peak or crest towards the end of the day on the 30th. But another trade opportunity there. And it looks like the juiciest trade opportunity actually takes us into the next month. I'll talk about that in more depth in the paid version. And that's Bitcoin for the month of June 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, my friends, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You do so here on our resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. Where you can follow the rule of karma, which is the unwritten rule of the channel. If you plan to profit from the information, you must follow the rule of karma, which is 5% of the profits should be donated forward to one of these charities. 5% of the profits should be donated back to the channel for all the free work that we do. That leaves you with 90% of the profits. Make sure you spend that money out of love, and the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. My friends, stay tuned for the paid version where we get into the best trades that we see for the month. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.